Hey Keith, can you introduce yourself, man?
We're putting you on our freaking podcast, bro.
Welcome back to the Playbook. We have a very, very special edition this time around. We have the Rally edition, and we had no choice but to bring the Rally experts to this episode. We have a good friend, Keith, and also Chelsea. Joined by Doc, who's also experienced in the Rally, and me, who's the newbie in the Rally. Let's get straight into it. Keith, you've been on a few rallies. Take us back to one of the first rallies that you've been on.
Hold on.
Did I jump?
First up, what's up?
Did
What's
I
up?
jump?
It's good to be back. No, you didn't. Hold up. Playbook in the house. No, you didn't. So, look, before we even talk about the rallies, let's talk a little bit about Corsa as an organization. How'd you get affiliated with? So we are all. That's how Keith and I know each other. We've known each other, I guess, now about 10 years. We met rallying, but the Corsa America Rally is
Yeah, we started Corsa. We did the Mod Ball Rally back in just over 10 years ago, and we enjoyed it. Went around California and various other places, and we were sitting on Huntington Beach and thought, this is great, but they decided that you always think you can do something better, right?
Right.
So Corsa eventually was just started off as a small rally. I think we went down to Miami, was the very first one, and then Thomas developed it and just ran with it, and it's now 10 years running and 43 rallies, I believe, now.
It's crazy. I think we are probably, arguably, maybe the biggest, longest running rally in the country.
Yeah, I would think so right now. I mean, you always had Gumball and those other rallies. I don't know how long they've really been around. But
Right.
I think more that they do one a year maybe. Corsa does 4 to 5 a year. And all sorts of things. I mean, they've now sort of progressed into Europe. I've had a few rallies in Europe. Got
Right.
one coming up at the end of the summer in Italy. We do the Keys, the Florida Rally down to the Keys, which you've done one or two of those.
Right.
And
It's always fun.
yeah, and then the big one normally is around about springtime, when generally you've got up to the east, maybe across to the west.
I think Corsa just celebrated its 10th anniversary, which was really cool last year. The one the one that you went on, that was actually the 10th anniversary
It was a pleasure to be on it, man.
rally. Yeah.
It was fun, man.
Yeah, it's life changing. You go on a rally and your life is changed. There's before and after, and that's all.
Yeah.
That is it.
It's hard to really describe what it's like, until you've actually been on it, and
Exactly.
the camaraderie there and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not for everyone, but the people who do enjoy it really get hooked on it and, come back multiple times.
I am definitely hooked, and I am definitely one of them for sure. Like I said, it's life changing, and like you mentioned, it is the camaraderie, because you would expect to encounter a bunch of snooty people or whatever. Everybody's down to earth. Everybody loves cars, and everybody celebrates each other. So it's a lot of fun. What is your experience, Chelsea?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. So I find as a professional, I try to purposefully put myself in situations in my professional life where I'm surrounded by really amazing people that you can learn from. And I think that my first experience on the rally, I didn't know what I was going to expect.
What to expect, right?
Yeah, like you see all this like flashiness, and you see what's on Instagram, and you see all these cars, and you expect it to be people that like you said, snooty or operate in a different space and time, and everybody was just like really cool and friendly and really nice, and there were so many couples, and you just get to learn about so many people and how they made their way to where they are, and they're just normal, everyday people that want to enjoy driving these incredible machines and cars and do it with like-minded people that are also safe. I think that was the one thing that also really surprised me, was that it was actually very well organized, very well run. I felt safe the whole time. I mean, we had only been dating for a few months when I went on my first one, and at no time did I ever feel like we were stepping out of bounds or that there was danger or anything that I felt uncomfortable at all. And then you get to experience like the nights and the hotels and the dinners, with really just cool, normal, everyday people that just have really awesome cars.
I think you meet a broad spectrum of people that you may not otherwise come across in
Oh,
life.
100%.
And it's weird, the most people you think wouldn't be on the rally, and they are.
Right,
So
yeah.
it brings a whole sort of different crew of people together each time.
Absolutely. And you mentioned being attainable and the camaraderie. I have to mention that on my first rally, you guys played a lot of tricks on each other.
Maybe.
One or two.
Yeah, like saran wrapping each other's vehicle and placing a very special sticker, which we'll put in in the video. What's your plan right here?
What do you mean? How about? I don't know. What's my plan?
Oh my
I've got
gosh,
other
there's
special-
going to be.
I've got other special stickers too. Look at Keith's face.
No, that's funny.
Right.
Oh, thanks.
Plus confetti bombs, people letting off inside.
Oh,
cars.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was like a party on the road all the way down to your destination. A lot of fun. How about you, Chelsea? Your first experience. What were your thoughts?
My first experience was the Florida Rally, and it really felt like it was just a Corsa family.
That was a Florida rally from August? Last August?
Last August.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, so it was
I've
first
been
one
on
for both of them, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
it
was
was
your
like,
first one too?
yeah, it was my first one, yeah. So it was like
So you guys
70
were
cars.
Corsa versions
Yeah,
on
we
that,
were.
Yeah.
Broke them in.
right?
Real quick. But yeah, it was so, everyone was so welcoming and so
Absolutely.
nice. And I think I was so nervous because also I was like the new,
Newbie.
you had never really had a, co-pilot
Right.
girlfriend. And so it was that and coming into this like scene that I thought that it was.
Oh my God, it's a boy!
And it wasn't really like everybody was just kind of chill. And we kicked off from Tampa. What was the car dealership?
We went over to McLaren Orlando. We went
Yeah.
from
Oh,
went
in
from Leeds.
McLaren.
Was
that
it Porsche? Did we
that-
launch from Porsche?
Maserati.
Maserati.
Yeah.
Maserati
Yeah.
out of
Yep.
Tampa, and I thought the McLaren experience and the tanks, the tank
right.
warehouse.
I missed the
Mr.
tanks.
Knight's
I mean,
tanks.
I just
Yeah.
remember coming back from that and having to go to work on like Monday or whatever,
Right,
and like that was not real life.
right.
So you go into this like fantasy world for 3 or 4 days, and then all of a sudden, like you just go back to your
Back-
real life,
back to
like
real
park the
world.
car in the garage and go back to work.
That is absolutely right. It was like the same thing for me because I went back to work and told people about it, and they were just like, yeah, like it's like, no, you don't understand. It was like 70 exotic cars going from Tampa, Orlando to Miami, just hanging out, doing all different types of stuff, man. It was a lot of fun. So it's just life-changing, mind-blowing. What are some of like the craziest things that you've seen in Corsa?
I actually did a Florida rally on a motorcycle a few years ago.
Yeah, you and
Big Keith.
who's the other guy the only other guy that's done a
Yeah, with an Aprilia or something.
yeah, it's oh gosh, I can picture his. He's gonna be mad
Big
because I
guy,
can't remember
right?
his name. Yeah,
Sorry, guy.
yeah.
We know who you are.
Yeah, we'll find it. There's a picture of us in Key West where he's wearing like a tutu or something like that. We'll find
Yeah.
that. We'll
That's-
stick it in the B-roll.
That's
Yeah.
right. So,
Sorry in advance.
So
Right.
we have people even rent cars,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So it's great, because not everyone has the ability to have a supercar, and the rally's not all about supercars.
Right. And also on the ride back, one of the things that happened on the Toro Rally was one of the cars experienced some technical problems.
By
we can say
technical problems. I like the way he
Yeah.
said that. Basically, it caught on fire
Yeah.
And that almost
and created a yeah.
situation. We were 2 cars behind.
Yeah, I was in front of everybody, so I don't.
Yeah,
Can
we
I
had
tell you-
first-hand experience of that.
Yeah.
But out of all 4 rallies, that is the only time that anything even remotely.
100% Chelsea.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
thing. Like he said about the safe. Like I've never seen any. And
Corsa is run differently.
right, and this wasn't driver. This was not anything negligent on the part of the operator or the driver.
No.
I guess what
The
happened was an oil line just broke.
Keith knows.
Popped an oil line off and then spewed oil all over the back of the car. Jen sprayed it onto the lady driving behind him.
Serato.
Yeah,
The
but
Serato,
she-
yeah,
the
that lady.
Serato,
Yeah.
She
She was
just
driving.
took
she
delivery
maintained
of-
control of that, luckily.
Yeah,
and then we were behind that, and then I think it gives everyone a bit of a shock as well, because everyone
Right.
thinks they're invincible, even though we're not doing anything crazy. Yeah, it sort of brings you back down to earth. You
Right,
realise
a
what can
reminder of-
happen. Yeah. But it all worked out absolutely fine.
So tell me, favorite cars of all time. It could be any car. What stands out to you? What's the car that you would love to have?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm 175 cars in.
107.
Yeah, see, you thought I was a lot at 29. Now, yeah, my 29 seems very insignificant at this juncture.
But,
How many motorcycles, babe?
a few dozen,
God.
How many?
60 odd. But
60.
yeah,
Few
I mean,
dozen.
there's all hypercars that, you think you'd like to have, but I don't really ever think that would come. So in the field I play in, let's say my top 3 cars, I've owned them, would be my current Aventador S,
Right.
my McLaren 675 LT,
Nice.
and my orange Murcielago.
Oh, the Mercy, the
You remember
Mercy.
my orange Mercy?
Yeah, I do. I remember that. But my favorite of your cars, Keith, was Limbo.
The
It was a green Gallardo. It's actually the similar color to the Verde something.
Verde Ithaca.
Verde Ithaca, yeah, because I have Verde Mansis now. And that's kind of what brought the reason I have probably one of the largest reasons I have a green Huracan now is because of Keith's green Gallardo. I used to see that thing, man. I was like, that car is just like, to me, no matter where we were, no matter what cars were there, I was always drawn to it. It was like, yeah. So
Keith, true or not, didn't you bully Tracy into getting a Lamborghini?
it's hard to bully me.
I thought he said only old men drive Ferraris.
He did give me some
Yeah,
crap.
I mean,
Yeah, he gave me some
I mean,
crap.
he's still got
Maybe
the
not.
Ferrari, but we'll forgive him for that. I mean, at least he got into the real world.
right, yeah.
But
Came up to the dark side.
I had
Don't hate on
my.
the Ferraris, baby.
What's that?
Don't hate on the
I
Ferraris.
I had a few, but they just not me. I think we're all into certain, brands ourselves.
Right.
Well, you don't want to be a brand snob. I just never really got satisfied, with them. I mean, I love the McLarens, but I've had my fair share of problems with them.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Like fantastic cars. And I'd more than any car, I'd probably have more Lambos. And I just like the edginess and,
And that is true. I mean, that's what you get with them. That's kind of what, like a Ferrari is usually a little bit more conservative or classic overall, and the Lamborghinis are definitely more edgy all the time, And so, yeah. And sometimes, like I used to tell my wife, I'm a little bit country and sometimes I'm a little bit rock and roll. So I kind of, can respect both vehicles. But so what about you, Chelsea? You had to pick, we'll stop Keith from looking at you, Lamborghini or Ferrari?
Oh, I mean, that's just.
If you had to pick one.
Say-
They're
what you
the
think.
personalities are so different.
Different.
right?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I know that. I knew it wasn't going to be an easy question for you as a car person
It's not.
and a critical thinker. You know what I mean? So
It's
some people
not.
are just like, they're pretty. I like this or I like that. But I knew you were going to struggle a little
I
bit
mean,
more
I
with it.
definitely think you just gotta have both. But but I feel like it's kind of like comparing
Apples and oranges.
apples and oranges. Like Ferrari is to me just this like elegant. They make fundamentally beautiful cars. Like
Yeah.
they are just spectacular and beautiful. And we got to take a ride in an SF90 when we were out on the West Rally. That was absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, that's the ultimate one right now.
I think
Wow.
what is also really interesting to see is like how the hybrids really land and like how they perform when they really start getting out there, like the Revolto and now the SF90.
Right.
If you're asking me what I would rather daily, I would rather daily a Ferrari. I love your Aventador, babe. It's just to me like the Aventador is like the Lamborghini is a very like special thing that you like take out. And you have to be careful when you drive it. I think that there's like a little bit more drivability with the Ferrari.
But Ferrari do make nice.
I've also
apparel.
just been a Ferrari like
you said it.
Ferrari do
Yeah,
make
see,
nice
you know,
apparel.
I'm a fashion guy, so that's
Yeah.
what that
It's
might
the
be what pulled me to
lines,
Ferrari
yeah.
first because like I had
the
to
lines are edgier in a Lambo. Like the lines are softer in a
Ferrari. But yeah, and you can find like Ferrari has a fashion line that is at Fashion Week, in Paris and New York.
Yeah.
Like you can find so much Ferrari fashion. You
There's
know what I mean?
lipstick, there's nail polish, there's
Right.
there's all the
the
things
shit-
Ferrari.
and- right. Lambo, you have to I scour the earth to find a decent shirt and hat.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like I have like a whole section of my closet that is like Ferrari stuff. You know what I mean? And then like Lambo, I have like 3 shirts and 3 hats. That took me, and it took me it took me forever to find it.
I remember getting my first debit credit card somewhere between 16 and 18 years old, and the very first thing I ever bought online was a Ferrari hoodie that had to be shipped through customs, and I had it my wallpaper was Porsche and Ferrari, and I was like, this is it. I just need to have one of each in the garage, and I'm working
good.
until I get one.
Right.
That is thinking ahead.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That
So
is
it's just when it gets you, it gets you.
quick question. Just a yes or no answer. Cybertruck, yes or no?
No.
Keith. All the real car people, that's the answer. That
Exactly.
thing looks like okay, I'm going to quit beating up.
No,
on it,
go
but yeah.
ahead. Chelsea, Keith, why not?
It just doesn't do anything for. And I'm a truck girl.
Yeah.
Love.
See,
trucks.
so that even says more because I'm not a
Love
truck
trucks.
person at all.
No,
But
I bought a brand new Avalanche off the lot, first generation, when I was 18. Love that.
so you're a truck girl,
I'm a truck
and you
girl,
still
and
think that
truck and sports car.
abomination
You
is
gotta have both.
unattractive.
But no, I just don't. I think because for the price, what you're getting and
Yeah.
the interior, there's no style, there's no trim,
Luxury,
there's no
there's no-
nothing.
yeah.
They
Right.
might as well have Linux the inside of it and just give it to you.
Right. I drive a truck daily
Right.
myself for years, and for me personally, I would consider the F-150 Lightning EV.
over the
Definitely.
Cybertruck,
half the price,
right?
just as much a car.
Yep.
I like the Rivian.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
I do. We
I love
looked
the
at
Rivian.
Rivians
Yeah.
last
Yeah.
week. They were
Do
actually.
you get a chance to drive it yet or no?
No, we also
no.
very nearly I looked at the Hummer EV.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, as a pickup, but it's the bed's too small for what I want.
Really?
Yeah.
And same
It's a
price
huge
range,
truck.
right?
Wow.
So, but the trim level inside, I think that's one of the things that the EVs are really losing sight of is that you're going to spend 6 figures on a car, truck, whatever. Why is the trim level not?
On
They're
par.
not luxurious,
Exactly.
they're very
Right.
utilitarian, but that's whole part of this sort of techie, clean look. I don't know if you know, but the Cybertruck doesn't have any stalks or switches. Everything's done on the screen.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
almost
right?
threw up in my mouth a little bit. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
What the-
I'll forgive you.
Wait, not hot. You thought I was gonna go hot tour? Not gonna do that.
Yeah.
But
And they only put a rear view mirror on just to conform to the law.
oh yeah. See, no.
It's just not me,
Yeah, because
man.
the Speedtail has the that's why you
The
can't drive
cameras.
the. Yeah,
That's
why
right.
you
Yeah,
can't drive
Yeah.
can't drive it on the road. But the Mercedes. Well, just real quick about the EVs. Mercedes are beautiful. Their EVs are beautiful on the inside. They did their thing.
Because the Mercedes.
But the problem is the outside of them is so soft and I would
Right.
love a Porsche Taycan outside with one of the Mercedes inside. That's how I'd build my electric vehicle.
Yeah.
Because the Taycan is just gorgeous.
Great car.
Yeah.
And then
Great
the
car.
Audi e-tron and the e-tron GT, those are really good looking as well.
Exactly. I just don't see why going EV, they've had to make the inside basic looking, when you're paying luxury car money.
Right.
And I will say with Porsche specifically, that brand, you really have to select your options. They just don't wrap you in a blanket of cashmere the way or Alcantara the way that some brands do. Porsche, you have to make an effort to get that trim level. They'll give it to you because
Gotta pay for it.
I was in a Taycan
Yeah,
a few weeks ago that was on point.
Right. But you, like you said, you have to
Yeah.
option
Ask
it out
them
like
for
that.
it,
Yeah.
right.
Doc, you got anything else you want to bring up?
No, I think we talked about the Toro Rally because there's going to be some you shot some great footage on that thing, E, and I'm looking forward to seeing this masterpiece all put together for this episode.
Next week.
Yeah, so it's going to be, but I think that the Toro Rally is kind of something different. I always wanted to. The first one they had, I didn't have a Lambo, and then the next one they had, I'd ordered a Lambo and Lambo didn't send it to me.
Right.
Yeah. I was still waiting like a kid for Christmas. So this year I was excited to be able to do it because somebody was like, rent one. I was like, no, it's not the same. I don't want to do that. I want to be on my car, so.
Yep.
But yeah, so I mean, the Toro is just an amazing rally. Corsa America is a great rally, but the Toro was a great rally, really neat event for Lambo guys. But again, Corsa rallies in general are just phenomenal because they are very inclusive. You know what I mean? And everybody, no matter what you drive, you're welcome to come out and have a good time and and drive across the state or the country, whichever rally it is, or
Europe.
Or Europe, yeah, exactly. Now since they've expanded to Europe, again, I don't do any of the European rallies because my wife and I travel a lot, and she doesn't rally. So all the places you guys go, it's like if she's like, well, I wanted to go there, and I'm like, yeah, we'll just go on vacation next year.
Europe and Scandinavia next year with a trip to Iceland.
Really?
Wow.
I don't know. We might have to. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't
Sign
know.
you up for that one.
Yeah. See, Keith set me up. Yeah, he set me up.
I will say for couples, it is a really phenomenal couples experience. If you are a pair that loves cars and loves to road trip and have great hotel and dining experiences, it is a really phenomenal few
Yep,
days.
that locks me and Tracy in.
Yeah, you make a great couple.
Right. Yeah. And it's funny.
Co-pilot.
Somebody asked.
Co-pilot.
They're like, I was like, yeah, it's my. Somebody asked like, wait, are you guys together? I'm like, not like that, bro.
Not like-
Well said from the doc. Hey,
Peace,
big
everybody.
thanks to Keith and Chelsea for coming through and sharing their experience with us at the Playbook. I'm Mr. E. This is Doc. We are the Playbook.